Burururum, 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 burururum. Alrighty then. Hello, hello, hello. If anyone has joined. Hello, if anyone has joined. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm setting up my stream. I'm not sure how the sound is right now. So what I'm gonna do is, first of all, I'm gonna actually go and watch my stream just to figure out how the sound is. So there might be some. Yeah, I'm definitely. Let's see, OBS. Let's go like minus 10 decibels now. And let's see. So let's test out the audio mix. Yeah, I'm going even lower. Okay. Yeah, that's it. That's it. I think it's gonna be okay. So let's see. Community, go back to chat, stream. Yeah, I'm not sure how to disable the. I forgot the plugin's name. Basically, the plugin which enables you to spawn random monsters. I was trying out Skyrim with. I really forgot what's the thingamajig here. Yeah, crowd control. Crowd control. I wanted to try out crowd control and just give some fun stuff for anyone who wants to join the stream to do. Just like you can spawn random monsters, you can give me health, you can hurt me, give me free stuff, or take away some stuff. So yeah, just give me a second. I need to shuffle around a few things on my desktop, like my literal desktop, and I needed my Wacom pen. All right, let's open this one. Oh yeah, one more thing. I forgot to set up the YouTube comments. Just give me a second. Give me a second. I am multi-streaming. And the one thing I actually need to do is get the chat pop up. So the URL of the chat, so I can actually make it make a window in OBS. So let's see, view your channel. I'm just gonna show you. Let's see, history. That. Am I not? No, I am live. I am live. Just go back, go back. Let's mute this. And I think, no, it's the top chat. You go pop-up chat and you take this URL. Now if we go back to OBS, yeah, this is annoying. When you see the OBS inside the OBSception. And let's see, I do have to make a new, like that, view, doc, custom browser docs, YouTube chat, URL, and apply. This, and I'm just gonna put this one here. So if anyone joins on YouTube, now I can see both channels. Okay, let's switch back to ZBrush. And let's see, we wanted to open this guy. No, I don't want to save any changes. Basically where we left off is, just give me a second. I'm gonna show you guys. These are more or less finished. I may go back in and add some textures. Maybe, maybe not. I'm gonna see how much time I want to spend on this. Like it's an ARM piece, but it's gonna be permanently shown on your character. Like it's not gonna be something you can change. So right now, yeah, I have these 3 tentacles, and let's go back to the one we're actually working on. So I think it's this one. Yes. So we want to have these tentacles go down here, the suckers. I'm gonna have to do the suckers first. Which for now, okay. I did a few. So we have a baseline, let's see, this big, and I want to use the, where is it, the clay buildup tool. And I'll just go flat brush alpha. We're gonna use the, I think, alpha 1. It's gonna do the job properly here. Let's see. Yeah, that looks like I want it to look. We're just gonna go through this, maybe make the size a bit smaller as we go. And let's go more to the inside. And do this one. There's a bit too much on the inside. Let's make the suckers smaller right now. Maybe undo also this guy. And this look right. It looks more like a pimple. Even smaller. Let's just go quickly and make them. These two. So yeah, we're gonna go through all of these guys. Let's make this a bit bigger so it's a bit easier to work. Zoom in. I may even need to go semi-single row right now because it's so close. And yes, we're gonna leave it at this. Now let's switch to the standard brush. Make it a bit larger, and we're gonna push in. Now the way I do this is first I make the indentation, then I lift up my pen just for OBS, not OBS, just for ZBrush to register what I want to push in more. It makes a bit different, like it makes a big difference actually. If I just go and try to push in as much as I can, like it's always gonna push in and the edge is gonna spread out, so that's not what I want. The first time I go and make the edge, like holding Alt so I actually push in, and then I lift up my pen and push in again so the edge actually holds. Okay, let's go through these guys. And we're gonna go between them and deepen the lines. Just don't like switching the size of the brush so often, so that's why I'm gonna go through all of these guys first. Then we're gonna go back and add more texture, even to the side of the suckers. Yeah, so in this case, I am actually going kind of fast and loose. This is an arm piece, so it's not gonna be that big on screen. But I kind of want to have it as a learning piece for me. I make the brush smaller. And just go one by one. Yeah, sorry about the cough. I actually had uh, I was sick last week, so it's just basically lingering around. Unfortunately, it's kind of the same with me always. Every time I get any kind of illness, like the cough still stays maybe a week, even 2 weeks after. Like after I had COVID, I was coughing for a year. Like it was crazy, annoying, especially during the pandemic. Like I had COVID in 2022, so more or less we were going to the end. Um, but still, people were really annoyed, and every time you cough, like people were staring. The usual stuff. Let's make the brush even smaller now, since we are adding really fine detail here, and I'm really not gonna focus too much on the really small ones. Just give me a second and I'll zoom out. Like if I zoom out, it's gonna be about this size on the screen. Like if you can imagine, this is gonna be on the forearm. So if you turn on this one, like this is the forearm of the character, and it's gonna be in front. So it's gonna be about this size when you're playing. So you really don't need that much detail, but still, I want to have it if we have any cinematic shots, which will be much closer, and execution shots definitely we're gonna be they're gonna be much closer to the actual mesh. So that's why I want to have additional detail here. So let's go around these guys, since we have a very small brush. Make it slightly bigger. Slightly. Smooth out this one. Doesn't look right. So I'm just gonna go and deepen the grooves around here. So here, this one. Just so they pop up a bit more, like between them. Some of them are really close together, which is not to my liking. Try and add detail here. Push it out a bit. Just going slowly but surely, from one sucker to the next. And right now, I know it's not looking that impressive. And honestly, I'm not the best artist, so if you really want to look at some fine art, this is not the channel for it. Right? I'm doing a lot of different things, especially because I'm working on the game solo, so I have to actually do everything. I'm definitely gonna search for someone to help out with sound effects and music, because that's something I'm really bad at, and it doesn't really make sense. But at this stage, just I'm gonna use what I can find for free on the internet. So yeah, but definitely sound and music is really important in games. Like it can change dramatically the feeling of the game. And I don't mean just in the sense like I've seen people doing very, very broad comparisons. Like, for instance, people like to really exaggerate, especially on YouTube. Uh, and they use sounds that really shouldn't be used together in a game, and probably no one would use. For instance, let's say they're making a first-person shooter, and instead of guns, they use cat meows just to make a point. But yeah, that's actually to make a point. Clay build-up, and we're gonna make the brush a bit larger, and we're gonna go instead of texture on the brush alpha. And let's just go with a flat, really flat alpha. So what this is actually gonna do for us is that side. We're just adding texture between the sucker. We're just connecting the sucker to the flesh. So yeah, what I was saying regarding the sounds, yeah, it can be a very big difference. Like if you actually put in, let's say you're making an FPS, and you actually use the sound of guns, it's not gonna be fun to play. Like the sound of guns in real life are much more subtle. Like really, no one wants to have a shotgun that just goes kaboom, like just as you've used a stick of dynamite. Like, that's not it. But in games, you really want to have the actual like a very strong punch. You want to have like you're pressing a mouse button, you're not feeling the feedback of the shotgun, but you want to display it through animation and the sound design. So that's what I'm saying. Like if you're making a FPS and you have a shotgun, you want to have the shotgun like punch you in the face, because you're not gonna feel it. If you ever shot a real gun or rifle or shotgun or whatever, you're always gonna feel the feedback, and it doesn't need to be that loud. Just you're gonna feel the shockwave, like what's the recoil of the gun. And just by feeling that, it's gonna be, you're gonna experience it as it's much louder. For instance, when I was younger, I was at the shooting range, just because I was actually I was competing as a marksman. I'm not sure how to say it. Like we were shooting the small rifles, like the ones, I think you call them BB guns. Basically, they work on air pressure. So the small ranges were at 10 meters. And just for kicks, like we went on a competition and we had small caliber rifles. We were shooting at 50 meters. So I came, and you have two disciplines, right? One is, I believe one discipline was standing shooting, or was it lying down? I forgot, sorry. And one discipline was basically you had to you had to do it in all three stances. So standing up, kneeling, and laying down. And while I was doing a few practice shots, like next to me was a guy that had a really big rifle. Like I'm not sure what kind, which one, but basically it was similar in look as the Kar 98K from the Germans in the Second World War. And when that thing fired, like the shockwave that went through it actually shook me, and I was 2 or 3 aisles down, so about 5-6 meters. Not sure, that's like 15 feet away. So I had to actually time my shots between his shots, just because the shockwave actually moved me around. Okay, this is actually better right now. Let's see, let's add a bit more detail. This one is actually accidental here, but I'm gonna leave it in. This part right here. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave it there. It looks kind of nice. Let's make the brush bigger for these guys. I think I can go even a bit bigger. Smaller right here. Ah, come on. Come on. Like, this is definitely gonna have a metallic finish to it. So I don't want to overdo it. Like, I still want it to look as if a person actually made it, not exactly nature. So I'm not gonna do all the small bumps. Like if you look at a tentacle, just let me grab a browser. Tentacles. Just don't Google anything you don't want to see. Like, if you look at the actual tentacles, let's see, you have all of these small bumps here, like, and the suckers do look different, right? So, but I'm working on a armor piece, so someone had to craft it, and you're not gonna get all of the details in. And to be honest, like, making this is much different than what I'm doing. Also, the general shape is actually a bit different. But yeah, it's not my purpose to recreate real life. My purpose is to actually create a armor piece for a game. Okay, let's zoom out, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab the brush, same brush I have, make it much larger, and just add bit of texture all around it. Do. And make sure you're actually just getting the surface on the top. That is it for this one. So this is, which one? This one. And we grab all of these guys that are finished. This is how it is actually gonna look. So we have 4 tentacles right now. I'm gonna actually have to go in and fix the blending issue between them, most likely. I have to see how it's gonna look at the end. And definitely I haven't shaped the head, it's just a placeholder there. The shield is actually finished, but the metal part on the hand is just there as a placeholder, so I can actually focus on the proportions. Okay, let's just grab this one. Where is it? Merge, merge, merge. Merge, merge down. Yeah, the thing is, I like to do it in this fashion, just to merge it down, so I know which one I'm finished, which one is finished, and which one is still to do. And that way I can just hide them. I could actually make a group and enable and disable the group, but honestly, I didn't think of it before. That's the honest answer. Let's see. Let's subtool. We need to go geometry. Let's divide. All of them are at level 5. And grab this guy so we know where to put the suckers. And let's go just on the actual inside. All of these guys on the inside, and we have to go to transformation and activate or deactivate symmetry. So clay buildup, we wanna use the alpha 1, make it smaller. Slightly bigger than the first few. Have them a bit more out. I know they're gonna penetrate inside of the mesh. I don't want to have them really present. even smaller. I still want to have them very, very present. Like the size of the brush isn't actually going to determine the size of the sucker, because you can actually make a very big one just even with a small small brush. But it is a bit easier to control the actual size. And the more I actually push in with my pen, the faster it's gonna build up. So I am using a very light touch, so I get more control. I can always go back and fix it. I kinda don't wanna... Like, I have a lot of things I wanna do in this... I'm getting a call, sorry. I'll be right back. Something happened. Okay. Yeah, the ZBrush just registered a mouse tap. Yeah, I just got a phone call from my father. Like today, he actually ordered a new bed, and I'm gonna go in the afternoon after I'm done with this. Like, I'm gonna go and help him out. He did me a real solid. Last year, we were renovating the apartment, and basically, I had 3 balconies which were not used. So right now, I only have one more left, and I had a lot of things to do. Like I had to make new walls. Also just lay new floors. We had to do some installations, like electrical installations. We had to move them around. I also prepared the room because it's the room for my kids. So basically, they already have internet cables there. Like they're not hooked up. They're just prepared there in the corner there, so I can actually plug them in if needed. Once they're big enough that they actually need internet connection. Especially because Wi-Fi is really bad in older flats. Just because the walls here are actual concrete, they're really thick. They have a lot of iron in them. These guys don't look right. Yeah, they have a lot of iron in them. These guys not not really happy with these guys. They have a lot of iron in them, so Wi-Fi is not actually working in the room next to me. My PC is also like next to the modem, and I'm definitely gonna hook up to a Ethernet cable. Like, for people that don't know the difference, and actually for people that aren't really using high-speed connections, that they don't need high-speed connections. Like, you don't need high-speed connections just to browse the YouTube Shorts, TikToks, such things. That can actually be done on a very, very bad line. Like, but I'm just assuming that both of them are at least in some way gonna want to play video games, want to do well, anything they're actually gonna want to do. They're gonna have to have a good connection, right? So that's why I actually put the cables through the wall. And to be honest, it wasn't that hard. Like, the hardest thing is not to hit anything that's already there. Let's go back to the standard brush, and we're gonna push in everything that we made. Actually make the suckers now. So cross size, this. I think it's a bit too large. So yeah, I wanted to say my father was actually really helpful. He's not that old. The thing is, he started working when he was, I think, 16 or 17. Like, a very different era. He was 60 last year. Yeah, 60. He was 60 last year. So he's still very active. So he actually helped me out a lot. Like, I was still working every day at my day job, and I couldn't do a lot of things. Like, just because I live in a block of flats, you can't work. I think it's up to 7 p.m. ish. And then you have to basically, you should keep quiet. So yeah, every day he came around and did stuff that he could on his own. Right? And it was quite a lot. Like, there's so much things to do, so much things to just clean up, take the trash out. Like, we had to break down 3 walls, and we made basically 2 new ones. We put in a new ceiling. Then we had to also, actually, someone else, like professionals, came and put in the windows. And let's see, the flooring had to be changed. Like, there's a lot of electrical installations, like the electrical cables had to be moved around. New radiators just to keep us warm. Also, new furniture, like the whole lot. So while I was actually at work, like, he came around and did a lot of stuff. And there was so much waste. Like, regarding concrete stuff, I'm not sure. I think like probably like 5, 6, 7, maybe even more tons of actual waste. I'm not sure how others do balconies, but in our country, the balconies, the old balconies, like this block is I think from the beginning of the 80s. So the actual I forgot the name. I forgot the word for the thingy. What's it called? The outside part of your apartment. The balcony. The balcony. Yeah, the balconies here were made in such a fashion that on the actual balcony, like the thing you could see were tiles, the ceramic tiles, and underneath is a layer. We call it estrich. I'm not sure what's the actual. It's like a concrete mix that goes over the concrete, the actual concrete in the buildings, and it absorbs. It actually absorbs a lot of sound. So we had to actually put, I think it was like 10 or 15 centimeters thick. So we did. Second, where is it? Wait. So we had to move. Another call. Just be right back. Alrighty then, I'm back. Let's see. Let us see. So there are so many of these guys. If I remember correctly, like we're at our 5th sucker, so we're more than halfway through. This guy even smaller. Under. And again, as I said, these guys are very, very small. Like, on screen, they're not gonna have much presence. But I still like to have enough detail, like if needed. And let's be honest, like it's a Greek game. Like, for you, I'm working on a Greek mythology game, so like I do expect some level of craftsmanship, especially because whatever is left of the world I'm working on is actually the gods. Oh, I was pressing the wrong button. Ooh, just give me a second. I remembered something. I'm back. Yeah, my wife is currently in a store and I actually need shoelaces. That's why I had to make a call. I do need new shoelaces because every so often, like, they actually tear when I'm skating. So the last pair I had just as the season is beginning. Like, yeah, I was on Sunday. I went to the skate park and I was putting on my shoes and wanted to tie them and just pop. They broke. So yeah, I need new shoelaces. I didn't make a very quick fix. Just I tied them back together, like with the knot where you intertwine two ropes, or in this case, two parts of the shoelace. And it actually works really good. The thing is just that the shoelace actually, I see the tears everywhere around. So yeah, definitely I need new shoelaces. I'm gonna have to buy like 10 pairs and just shove them in my skate bag. I actually really enjoyed ZBrush. Like, I didn't do. Okay, so the way I actually learned 3D modeling is back in college. We had a. Sorry. Back in college, like we had three different paths of our program. I am a computer science major. I'm not sure. We don't have majors, minors here in Slovenia, so you're just like one path. I think you can do different studies, like, and some of them overlap. But basically, sorry. But basically, you're one thing. And the thing is, during our 3-year program, we have 1 year, the fourth and fifth semester. So the second half of the second year and the first half of the third year, we had a program which was then more specific to what you want to do. And one of them was was web development. So a lot of people went there, and honestly, most of them that went into web development were like, "Oh, that's the easiest. Let's do that." Me, when I saw that they're actually trying to teach game development, I was like, "Hell yeah!" Like, I need to do that. Like, it was honestly, I think it was the hardest one. I think it was the hardest one, like, because we had much more advanced mathematics, computer graphics, and such stuff to learn. They just had to make a basic website and some backend stuff, which to me, honestly, is. I mean, I admire people that do anything. Like, just for me, it's kind of very boring and repetitive. Just, I don't want to put anyone down. Just like web development for me is, I'm gonna do, like, I work in corpo. Like, I work for an insurance company, and every problem we have is almost a rehash of the previous problem that we just solved. So it's not fulfilling the soul. That's why I'm doing this stuff. What I wanted to do, the claw, not the claw, the clay buildup. Let's change. So yeah, that's why I'm actually doing this, just because I need to feed my soul. I need something more creative. Like, for me, honestly, let's see. I'm gonna share maybe. Let's say it's not really that secret. I think they're talking about it, but basically, I had to make a system which listens to a phone call. Actually, all of our phone calls that come in, and from those phone calls, like, it takes the transcription of the phone call and analyzes how good the agent was. Like, we had to do it manually previously, and just doing transcriptions, like, takes forever. Like, if you anytime anyone wanted to do a transcription of a phone call, I'll be yeah, I'm gonna have to leave you guys. Something came up. I'm just gonna save the project, and I'll continue probably this offline. So, thanks for anyone who joined, and